Hi everyone, I'm André Cardé, and today we're going through Sattui's Wine of the Month Club cooking video. Today we're going to make butter basted duck breast with a blackberry relish and finish with a little side shaved asparagus salad. Today we're going to be pairing with our Entanglement. It's a 2020. Has nice notes of blueberry, plum, delicate spice, a great food wine, but it could also just as easily go with some lamb ribs and gremolata. Got a nice beautiful color. Oh. Let's get started. We're going to start with our shaved asparagus salad. We're going to need a peeler and our asparagus. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to trim the stalk. So we're just going to apply gentle pressure until it snaps. Now we have a clean little marker guide. Reserve, set aside, great for soups. What I like to do is line it up and just make a nice clean cut. And that way we know it's all going to be tender throughout the entire shoot. We'll take our peeler and we're going to start from the base and work our way to the tip. So starting from the base, carefully watching those fingers, we're going to take our nice peeler and we're just going to bring it forward and slide. One more time. First one's always a little messy. Coming forward, slide. Now we get a nice clean piece of shaved asparagus, about 2 millimeters thick. It's going to make a great salad. Into our bowl. All right. Now we have our shaved asparagus. We're going to lightly salt it. And that'll just help relax the plant material and flavor our salad. But it won't be hard to the tooth. Now frizzy is a wonderful green, also known as chicory, escarole. It's worn many hats. So what we were really looking for here is the middle section. And the lighter green to the white part of the chicory or the frizzy or whatever you prefer to call it. So we just give it a little haircut and we're just going to trim off some of the darker green stuff just because it's going to come off as bitter, unpleasant to the taste. And then once we have it relatively cleaned up, we're going to grab the top, mop it up, and we're just going to trim the bottom core out, leaving us just the middle greens, so that we're left with the best part of the chicory, which is the heart. So we're going to add this to our bowl, and then that will be part of our salad, giving us a nice, fuller, more structurally sound salad. So now we finish our salad. We are going to add arugula, and we're just going to incorporate until we have a nice little side salad here. We're going to dress our salad. We're going to hit it with a little bit of pistachio oil and sea salt. So we have our pistachio oil, just going to give it a little drizzle, just enough to kind of coat the greens, and just a little bit of salt just to kind of finish and season them. The fun part about this is that you can use any kind of oil, any kind of like pecan oil, walnut oil, pumpkin seed oil, they all work. It's just a real simple dressing for a salad that just beautifies the green, lets the flavor of the green come through, just like that. Next we're going to start with our blackberry relish. We're going to peel our celery. The reason why we peel our celery is it's going to get rid of those stringy bits that get caught up in your teeth. All those lovely little ribbons. By removing them from your food, you're going to get a cleaner product and you're going to get a better small dice, fine dice on your celery. But it's nice not to have that in your food. From here, we have a nice clean piece of peeled celery. We're going to take our chef's knife, carve it in half, and then from here, we're just going to julienne it until we get nice thin pieces, just like that. I'm going to come back through. We're going to bundle it up, and we're just going to take our knife and just nicely go through it. Tucking those fingers back. All right, beautiful. That's what we're looking for right there. Just nice, even, cleaned up celery. Perfect. All right, and reserve. Next up, we'll prepare one medium-sized shallot. We're going to do a fine haché on this, or a fine dice, as they would say. We're going to take off the end. We're going to leave just a little bit of the back in place. Have it. We're going to peel off the outer layer. All right, now that we've peeled our shallot, we're going to give it a fine dice. My favorite part is to go through laterally first. Watching those fingers. And just looking for a nice consistency in dice until we get right to the nice little delicate dice we're looking for, so it just melts into our relish. Right into our bowl. Next we're going to start with our blackberries. We're going to just go ahead and halve them, just like so. Beautiful little blackberry, right into our bowl. All right. Now, blackberries are one of my favorites. I come from the Pacific Northwest, and every summer I would go out picking, and you had to earn them. That's why I appreciate these so much now. So with that, we have our blackberries, we have our shallot. We're gonna add our brunoise celery. And brunoise is just a fancy name for really, really tiny dice. We'll add some salt, kosher. We'll add just a little bit of sugar, the zest from 1 lemon, 1 bunch of diced chive, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. With that, we're going to mix this up till we have a nice homogenized mixture. And we're going to set this aside in the refrigerator just to let it kind of macerate and marinate, and all those good flavors are just going to kind of come together. Now the piece de resistance. We have our duck breast. These we source from a local manufacturer. What we're going to do is we're going to clean up the fat cap a little bit. We're going to take out some of the silver skin very carefully, and we're going to lightly score the fat. So, starting on the back, silver skin here and here. No matter what you do or how long you cook it, silver skin is never going to get tender to the tooth. It's always going to taste kind of gristly. It's always going to be a problem as far as texture. So we make sure to clean that up right now, so it's not a problem later on in our cook. Okay. Taking the fillet knife or a sharp knife, just getting the tip underneath the silver skin, and then nicely starting from the heel edge of the blade all the way to the tip. Gives you a nice clean cut. Now that we've removed our silver skin, which is essentially just an elongated tendon, we'll square up our fat. And this will just help make sure that our duck isn't too fatty, that we get a nice crispy skin. Beautiful. Flipping. Now we have our duck, squared up fat. So from here, what we want to do is we want to score the skin. And the reason why is we want it to render out as much as possible so we can get that nice crispy fat. So pinching from both sides, we're taking the blade and we're running it from tip to tail. And the reason why, you can get in here, you'll just see you get a nice good score. It opens up the pores of the duck so the fat can render out and we get more surface area. We get a crispier skin and we get a better duck breast at the end. So one more time. Letting the knife do the work without pushing down. It's really important to have a very sharp knife and do as little as possible here. Otherwise you'll puncture right through and you'll start cutting your meat. All we want to do is just open up that fat. Gives you a nice little crosshatch pattern too. So just like that, we've scored our skin. So these are our duck breasts, freshly butchered, ready to go into the fridge. We're gonna air chill for about anywhere between 12 to 24 hours. And what that's gonna do is it'll tighten up our skin and it'll help us get a crispier sear on our beautiful duck breast. Let's go to the pan. So now we're gonna take our beautiful air chilled duck breast. We're gonna go right into a cold pan. Now this seems counterintuitive. Everything you've ever learned about searing and cooking goes quite the opposite. The reason why we started in a cold pan is what we're looking for is render on our fat. And we wanna make sure that we get the most fat off of the fat cap that we can. The reason why is we'll get a superior product, we'll get a crispier sear, and well, pay attention, you'll see soon yourself. Basically what we want to do is we want to watch our heat. We're going to slowly bump it. As our duck breasts slowly render out, we're going to hit just the back with a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of sea salt. And the reason why we're seasoning the back of it is it'll keep that skin golden brown and very crispy looking. It'll just be picture perfect, you'll see. You can hear it sizzling. You just want to hear the light sizzle. All right, so I noticed they're very round and plump. Our fat cap has receded. We're sitting in a pool of fat right now. All very good signs that we're heading in the right direction. We're just gonna take a little peek and look at that. One more time. Ah, that nice delicate golden brown color. That one's gonna go just a little bit longer. I want a little more brownie on this side. All right, one more time, flip it. Beautiful. So now we're gonna take it off heat. Turn the heat to very low. We're gonna situate our duck to the far edge. And you'll notice I have a handle facing me. Now we get a base. So I like to use butter. I'm using about a quarter cup right now. I'm just using some clarified. Back to the heat. We're gonna move our ducks to the far edge of the heat. And as our butter melts, we're gonna add in our aromats. So we got some sage, we have some rosemary, we have some fresh thyme, we got some peppercorns and juniper, some pink peppercorn and some black peppercorn as well. So from here, we're just gonna ladle our aromats across, and they'll lightly infuse and flavor as they go. All right, so using a toweled hand, either towards you or away from you, very, very carefully, taking a large metal spoon, and we're gonna take it and we're just gonna drizzle it over our duck breast. And this is just some classical basting. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our spoon, we're gonna poke each one. We're gonna feel the doneness, and what we're looking for is if we had our hand like so, and we poked our inner thumb. That's kind of what we're going for, just a nice, beautiful medium rare to a medium. And that's where you're gonna find the best duck. Ah, it smells terrific. All right, so now we're gonna pull our duck breast. We have a nice plump character, still a little bit soft. We don't wanna cook all the tenderness out of them. If any herbs stick at the top, not a bad thing. Easily remedied. We take our beautiful duck breast. Now that it's rested for about 6 to 8 minutes, we're gonna square it up a little bit. We're just gonna kind of shave the side, and this is so that it lies flat in the plate. You'll see in a second. One more time, other side, pulling across. Save these to make a great breakfast scramble in the morning. Beautiful. It's exactly what I want to see. Poetry. Time to plate. So we have our duck. We're gonna put one up and one to the side. We'll just stagger them like so. Showing off our cook. We're gonna add our Blackberry Relish. Ah, smells amazing. And take a good spoonful, and we're just gonna go between the duck. We're just gonna line it up. And that'll be our sauce for our set. Gorgeous. And now, duck can be a very fatty protein. I like to have something vegetal to kind of break it up a little bit. And then this is where our shaved asparagus salad comes in. And we're gonna come in with 2 hands. We're gonna plate it with 1 hand while holding it in place with the other. And we're just gonna slowly let those greens kind of compress on the side, bringing our hand up. And if you feel like topping it off with a little twisty, never a bad call. We're gonna hit our duck with a little bit of Maldon sea salt. And we're gonna add some nasturtium petals as well to our relish. Give it a little flourish. We have some beautiful borage flowers, which we're just gonna add. Just to give it a little bit of color. And then for fun, a few marigold petals for our salad. Just to brighten it up just a little bit and bring some color to the plate. They're delicious and they add a fun accent to all your food. So we have a butter-basted duck breast, blackberry relish, shaved asparagus side salad, and it's being paired with our beautiful entanglement. Let's see how we did. You can't go wrong with that. Thank you for joining us. Bon appetit. Until next time.